but there we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us again for another series of Marketing Outside the Box. As many of you know, this month we are tackling Facebook, interestingly enough. And we have Tony and I tag teaming the series for this month. Tony will be your presenter for today, as well as most of next week. And then I'll take over for the final week of the month as we go through a few topics. For those that are with us for the first time, I am Magali Yacinth, and I am the Interim Executive Director of an organization by the name of Hustle Winston-Salem. And we focus on inclusive entrepreneurship. And we do this particular program with our community partner, the Foresight Tech Small Business Center, also located here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And when we're back in person, we partner with the Flywheel Co-working, which is a co-working space in our local community here. But no worries, as we start to think about how we are going to navigate marketing outside the box in 2022, we are definitely working on making it a hybrid experience so that those of you who are not local to our community and cannot make it to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, can still benefit from participating in our marketing outside the box every week, no matter where you are. But if this is your first time with us, or if you're returning, please use the chat function to let us know who you are, let us know about your business. Unfortunately, we never have enough time to go person by person. And if you're on Facebook, please use the comment section to do the same. We would love to get to know each of you better, and vice versa. And we definitely go and check out your business pages on Facebook, as well as on Instagram, your websites, whatever you share with us. We definitely make an effort to learn more about your businesses. Let's see. Before I jump into the topic for today, I did want to mention that for those of you that are applying for the minority business grant that we discussed a couple of weeks ago, there is a workshop scheduled for today at 6 p.m. And it is helping you complete the finance piece of the application. So you definitely want to check that out if your schedule allows. If you receive our newsletter, the link for that is in our newsletter. And if you don't and you're interested, just let me know and I will drop the link in our chat. So I wanted to bring that to your attention since it is today, okay? Let's see. The other thing that I want to kind of mention before we jump into this month's topic, of facing Facebook. And as you saw in description, we're covering certain parts. I think Tony will talk more about if you need us to discuss other areas. I do kind of want to take a moment, I'll be remiss if I didn't do this, to kind of just acknowledge kind of the disarray of what's happening with Facebook right now. I'm not sure how many of you are aware, but at Hustle, we very much are always paying attention and wanting to be as inclusive and equity focused as possible. And Facebook has definitely been heavily criticized, and they are literally in the thick of, some would say, mishandling a lot of issues and things like targeted misinformation, particularly against Black users, and having discriminatory ads and things of that nature. We've seen a lot of things around human rights violations and some violence in Ethiopia. And I think just by nature of who we are as an organization, I wanted to make sure that we acknowledge that. And as we see some of the changes that Facebook is currently experiencing, we'll see what happens over the next couple of months. You may have heard by now that Facebook, I guess at a more corporate doing business as level, have rebranded their name to Meta. But I think the platform that we are accustomed to will still be known as Facebook as far as today's date is concerned. I don't know if that will change, a year from now. But again, I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge that so you understand that while we are definitely focused on making sure that you are utilizing Facebook to advance your business and grow your business, we are absolutely aware of some of those concerns that are going on just on a global level as it relates to Facebook, the brand. Okay, So with that said, again, I want to bring Tony to the stage. Tony's actually at my house right now. So I'm going to move into a different part of my house so that we don't get a lot of feedback with each other. But I want to bring Tony to the stage or to the presentation screen to get ready on this topic. And again, she'll discuss if we need to go beyond other topics other than those that are listed on the description for today. So take it away, Tony. Sorry.
Okay, hi guys, how you guys doing? I see a lot of new names, so I'm gonna introduce myself really quickly. My name is Tony Barnes. I work with Hustle Now as a Vista, and I have experience as a business strategist. I have a business called Building the Boss, where I help solopreneurs take a little pressure off of themselves. I have 2 business degrees, one with an entrepreneurial concentration. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is I'm all about entrepreneurship, helping individual bosses, as I call them, freelancers, if you have an LLC, all of that. And so I am here today to tell you guys about Facebook's business suite. And so I have a quick presentation for y'all, and then we're gonna go dive deep into actually walking through Building the Boss's business suite. And before I get started though, I want to ask everybody that's on the call, whether you unmute yourself and say it or in the chat, I would love to know your struggles with Facebook as an entrepreneur, any confusion you may have, something you want to know by the time we get off this Zoom call. If I could get some feedback on that, I would greatly appreciate it. If you see me looking down, I'm going to be writing it down so I know to cover it. But yeah, let me get some feedback. Okay, so we have Rachel who says, I'm only on Instagram, so I need all the Facebook information, please. Okay.
I just published my De Peso a Peso page, but there's so many things that I don't think I had completed all the steps, and I'm not like I'm the generation that uses Facebook on the personal side, but now to have it for the business, and I do manage a group, a Facebook group, but that's by invitation. So, people get invited, so that's kind of different. But now the business page, I think it has a lot of potential, but I need a lot of help.
Yes, yes. I actually had a lot of conflict when putting this presentation together because Facebook is a beast, you guys. It is a lot. There's a whole bunch of tools and different aspects, and I'm not here to teach you everything. Okay, we don't have time for me to teach you everything in this session, but I do want to teach you the basics and how to streamline some things for you guys. So Tanya said, I'm just getting started, so everything is new to me other than personal use, okay? And Sonette says, my struggle is getting more people to shop versus people just liking my page or posting, okay? I'm in the very early stages of planning out my business, so any tips, tricks, or hints are greatly appreciated. I have issues getting people beyond my friend group to see my posts. Okay, we will talk about that. Exposure. And then, okay, that's an introduction. Okay, anybody else want to have anything else to say before I dive in? If we could get a yes or show of hands, how many people have Business Suite? Okay, Antoinette, I see the thumbs up. Barb says no. Sheila says, I do, yes, no, okay. Okay, I see some thumbs up. Okay, that's good, that's good. Let me get into the quick presentation for you guys. Oh, here we go, okay. And then, so I'm gonna present, and then we're going to jump into my business suite. So, okay. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So, Facebook Business Suite, plain and simple, it's just a dashboard or a condensed way of looking at your content and engagement in one location, okay? There might be some confusion about all the tools that Facebook does have to offer. Facebook has Business Manager, that's a separate thing. Then you have Facebook Business Suite, which I'll be talking more about. And then we have Creator Studio. And then we have all the other things like groups and stuff like that. But those three things that I first named, okay, Business Manager is for managing what Facebook calls assets, which are anybody that you've hired or employees that are also going to be engaging on your social media, your pixel that you might have on websites and other places. It'll be apps and those things. What Facebook has deemed assets, obviously advertising, because that involves money. That is going to be the Business Manager, okay? And Business Manager is more towards your personal account than your business page. Okay, so one, as your personal account as Tony Barnes, I'll have one business manager, but that business manager could be for different business pages. Okay, then you have Business Suite, which is a section, just this little section that condenses where my content is, the engagement that that content has, the activity that it has, let me say that, and direct messages and whatnot. Okay, and it's all condensed in an area called the Business Suite. And then you'll have Creator Studio, which Magley will talk about in the third week, okay, which is more about content driven. So plain and simple, it's just a one-stop shop of finding your content and your activity for your business page, a specific business page. So you'll have your Facebook business page in the Business Suite. You'll have your Facebook business page content, which will be posts, responses, stories, your direct messages from Facebook, Messenger, all of that. It's the same thing for Instagram if you connect your Instagram to your Facebook, and it'll be your engagement activity, notifications. It's the same thing. You'll see the same thing for your business page and your Instagram. Obviously, it'll be different notifications because you'll have your Facebook audience and then your Instagram audience, but it's the same type of content for both Instagram and Facebook. You'll have direct messages for Facebook, Instagram, and if you have WhatsApp, that can also be managed all in the Business Suite. And then you'll be able to see insights and analytics, okay, the important metrics. To me, it's not enough, but that could also just be based on my lack of activity on my business page. But to me, it's not enough analytics. I think you'll be better off. Never mind, I'm jumping ahead. Let me go ahead. So the basics again, which we'll get into when I show you the actual screen, but you'll have your home page and that shows you the full capacity of the tool, right? It has all of the different recent activities that's happened on your Instagram and business account. It also has, if you need help getting more engagement or adjusting some things on your Facebook page, Facebook is going to give you hints and help features that says, hey, you might want to update your contact information, or I've noticed that your description is a little low. You should fix that. Facebook will have that also on the home page. Okay, then the tab after that is the notifications, which is all notifications that have happened on your Facebook page and Instagram. You'll have your inbox, which is your direct messages from your consumers, customers, clients. via social media and the platforms that you have attached. You have your posts and stories, which is there to create and schedule your content. It's not create in the sense of like Canva, or if you were to actually go on Facebook and like create a post, it's create in the sense of, do you want to post this now or later? And then you have your commerce, which is people who, for the businesses that sell products. And then you have your planner, which shows your entire schedule of your content, both past and future. So that's the basics of the business suite. That's exactly what I want you guys, these things are what I want you guys to use if it applies, obviously for the commerce. And everything else, it will just be extra. Everything else leads to more complication. So we'll get into a little bit of that when I show you the presentation. So overall though, with Facebook, you give what you get, or you get what you give, sort of, okay? Because Facebook is an advertising machine, okay? You'll see when we get in there that a lot of it, I would say about, if not 65%, almost 75% of it is geared towards you spending money on ads. Okay, that's how Facebook makes its money. So once you spend, if you spend your money on ads, it can then turn into a data machine because they want you to keep coming back and spending more. So they want you to give you the proper data so that you can do that. Okay, so I don't want you to get overwhelmed with that. I don't think until you get a handle on who you're targeting, the audience that you want to have on Facebook, it's not worth getting overwhelmed. It's worth understanding the basics I just showed you, and then working your way into the advertising and the business management and all of that. So work on one feature at a time until you feel confident, and then move on. But I'll try to touch on everything in the coming presentation. So overall, it's designed to streamline Facebook Business Suite. Okay, it's designed to save you time because you can just look at your business at a glance. You can hop in. It's also an app, so you can download it on your phone. You can hop in and be like, hey, let me spend 15 minutes replying to comments. Let me check my direct messages. Somebody said they're going to reach out to me on Facebook. I can reply to that really quick. It's designed to save you time. It's designed to keep you updated on the things that are happening. Okay, if you had a disgruntled customer that left a comment on your Instagram, you can just hop onto Business Suite, look at it real quick, and you don't have to go through your Facebook page or hop on your Instagram. You can just go straight to the comment. And it's designed to have results. Okay, to me though, it's centered on advertising, but they will give you some analytics just based off of the people that are interacting with your page without spending money. Okay. So overall, Facebook Business Suite, it is set up for commerce and booking if you're a service, so appointments, scheduling, okay, and responding. So scheduling, not creating, all right? This is not, Facebook Business Suite is not there for you to start from scratch, just upload a picture and you're able to put all the stickers and all that kind of stuff on there. That's not what Facebook Business Suite is for. You can just upload a post that you've already created somewhere else, upload it there and share it or schedule it. It's also there for responding, okay, not necessarily engaging. This is not where you're going to be social on the social media. This is where you as a business owner be like, I have to respond to a few things. Let me hop on Facebook Business Suite and do that. Okay, if you want to be more interactive and social, I suggest going through your actual Facebook business page. And I'll show you what I mean by that. And then it's for advertising. All right, is there any questions so far? I'm gonna assume not. So let's jump into it right now. Somebody's asking about the recording. It will be sent, it's on Facebook because you can watch it there, and then it will be sent out, right, Magali?
That's correct. So we send the actual live link from Facebook where you can rewatch this. We don't actually record the Zoom. The only time we record the Zoom is if we cannot go live. But just good news, quick interruption, Tony, sorry. Good
You're
news
good.
is we are transferring all of our Facebook videos also to YouTube over the next couple of weeks. So you also have it as a YouTube link if you, for one reason or another, don't have Facebook, which I'm assuming everybody on this particular series have Facebook or will have a Facebook. But yes, we will send the link no later than Friday.
Okay. All right. So can everybody hear me?
Yes.
All right. Y'all don't be giving me notifications saying that y'all can't hear my audio. So I just want to be clear. So this is my very abandoned business page, okay, for Building the Boss. And so what will happen here is I already have Business Suite set up. Okay, if you do not have Business Suite, you're going to go to business.facebook.com. And I would suggest that you're already signed into Facebook on a different tab, or, you know, some people are just automatically signed into Facebook. Therefore, it's just going to be in the right-hand corner, it's going to have a button saying create account. And then it's that simple. And then you have Business Suite, right? So I could click on this and it's going to take me to the Business Suite. Did anybody have any questions about that?
Can you show me what you clicked on again to take you to the Business Suite?
I clicked right here.
So everybody's business page will have Business Suite on the right-hand side there. Is that accurate? Or they have to go to that page, business.facebook.com, to get to it?
Hold on, I'm sorry. Hold on. My computer is doing too much. Okay. Can you say it again? My audio was being interrupted.
I was asking, so everybody's business page will have Business Suite right there on the left-hand side as an option, or do they have to go to business.facebook.com, I think you said, in order to get to their Business Suite? Is that what?
So if you don't have this right here, then you need to go to the business.facebook.com.
Got it.
Okay, because this would be disappear and it would just start from home. That's how if you do have it, it'll be right here.
So it's not an actual indicator that you do not have a business page if it's not there, correct?
No. So if you need to create a business page, that's something completely different than creating a business.
Right. No, okay. No, I'm not asking you to go over that. I was just saying, like, if they don't see it, it doesn't necessarily mean they don't have a business page. It's just for
correct. You can only see this right here, this side panel, on your business page. So I am right now, I'm on the Building the Boss business page. And then you should have this right here. If you do not, then you just open a new tab, put in the business.facebook.com, and then it'll prompt you to create an account in the right-hand corner. And then that's it. And it should pop up. They'll probably ask some questions like what you want to do and all that kind of stuff. And then we're here. Okay. And so this is the basics that I was telling you about. This is the home page from the presentation I was just saying. And so let's break this down, right? So I have my Facebook and my Instagram attached. Now, if you do not, there will be a notification in between recent stories and this top section, and it'll say, we advise you connect your Instagram account, blase, blase. If you are a solopreneur and you don't have time to be hopping between apps and whatnot, then I would strongly suggest that you connect your Facebook and Instagram account. It's also good for security measures, okay? So I have mine connected because I just don't have time to be bouncing back and forth sometimes. I do appreciate being able to hop in and reply to messages. Okay. Speaking of which, then we have right next to it is a to-do list. I have messages that have gone unanswered. Now, these are from my clients. I have talked to them via email and phone calls, so we're good on that. But Facebook will curate a to-do list for you. Like, you should respond to this. You have messages here. And then as you can see also right here, there's a red dot right there that I have messages that are unanswered. Okay. So then we have promote. This is to boost anything. This is to create a story, which I did this morning. And then this is to create a post. Now, like I said, this is not for you to add any stickers. You can add a link right here. You can also add the feeling or something you're doing if you wanted to, but this is strictly to add photo, video, text. They have this great thing where you can see trending hashtags. Now, unless it is completely direct and literal, I suggest you do your research on this. Like we will. I have no idea what that means, if that's supposed to do something. I'm not just going to use that on any posts. But Thankful November, I can say that. I'm pretty sure I know what they're talking about with Thankful November. It's the month of Thanksgiving. Let me do a gratitude post, okay? So I could upload a photo or a video. I'm not gonna do it now because Zoom is already acting crazy today, but you can also add a location. This is where you could say, all right, I don't have time. Let me just put it on both my Facebook and my Instagram. We're gonna do the photo, I put the text in. We're gonna have the same hashtags on both Facebook and Instagram. If you want separate hashtags, then you come over here and put it here, okay? Also with photo, you are allowed to crop it and you're allowed to put a filter on it, but that's as far as it goes with customization. And you can add a link. And then also, like I said, the feeling thing, but that's it. Okay, there's none of the stickers are available to you. Like last week when Maglie was going over like the quizzes and stuff you can put in stories, that's not available here. It's just to create an actual story or post in the literal sense. Okay, so then we go to recent stories. All right, and it says you're able to edit, but really all you're able to do is delete. Okay, that's all I can do when it comes to editing. So you can see all stories or just what's been posted recently. Then we have right here insights. Okay, I told y'all it's abandoned. All right, we're gonna get back to it next week, but for now, I'm down 73%. My page has only reached 13 people. My Instagram has only reached one person, but nothing's changed right here. My followers and my likes have remained consistent. Okay, so next then we have recent posts. I can switch between Facebook and Instagram because I have it connected. And then right here we have connect your audience. This is what I was talking about the people who are feeling a little lost. Facebook is here to help. They know that small businesses need help on Facebook because they are just an advertising monster. So they're gonna give you things that says, okay, this is one of the reasons why your business page isn't successful. And that is here. There's another place that I will show you in a minute. But that's all right here. There's also posts, blogs that Facebook has posted to keep you updated on what's happening because, as Maglie stated earlier, they're just an ever-changing machine. It's really just ridiculous. So yeah, so you have your last post. Then I think this is pretty cool. You can see your schedule, at least a week, 1 week, fully laid out for you. So you saw I posted earlier today. That really wasn't a post. I just changed something in my thing. But I could schedule all posts for the next week and be done. okay? You can create ads. And then this is your content inspiration. So as a business, you are allowed to like other pages, okay? I already liked Hustle's page, but I could type in Hustle Winston-Salem, okay? And I'll go there and it'll have the 3 buttons right here. And on the 3 buttons, it will say like as your page. And you click on that. And if you have more than one page that you manage, then you click on the page that you want to like it, okay? Now, once you do that, it should pop up, and do it enough times, like just doing one won't be enough. It should pop up. Facebook will start suggesting stories from other businesses, like the ones that you liked and possibly the businesses that you've already liked, okay? Same thing with this. Once you start following certain pages as your business page, they'll start to curate things that are more attuned to your posts and also the people that you follow as a business page. Is there any questions so far?
Yeah, Tony. So there was a question in the chat. I responded, but I want to read it anyways, and then I have a comment. Sheila asks, so if you want to add stickers, etc., to a story, it has to be done with, does it have to be done within each specific social media separately? And I don't know if you want to add anything to that, but my response to her was, if you do it from Instagram, it will transfer to your Facebook story. You can do the stories directly from Facebook with stickers, not in the business suite, but I don't believe it will transfer to Instagram.
I believe that is correct.
Yeah.
So this tool right here, Facebook Business Suite, I want to really drill this in. This is for when you just have a few moments to spare. Let me go catch up on some responses. Let me see how my Facebook is doing with my insights. And if you have somebody else managing your content, let me see what's recently been posted. Like, this is not for anything else, really. This is just for those people who need to save some time, but still be engaged as a business owner.
Okay, and I wanted to make a comment, Tony, about when you showed everyone how to like a page as a page, how to, and same, likewise, you can comment as your page as opposed to as yourself. I wanted, I don't know if you still have that page up on another tab or not, but I wanted to point out to people, or to everyone here today with us, that when in doubt, you saw when Tony showed her page, there's an arrow by your face or by your business logo or whatever, and you can quickly change who or what you're interacting as. In Tony's case, she has 2 pages. In my case, I think I have 8. So, just kind of whenever in doubt, like if you're commenting and you realize you can't comment as your page, then you probably don't like that page as your page. So keep that in mind. Same thing when you're tagging pages. If you don't follow or like a page, you probably can't tag them as a page. So I just wanted to point those simple things out when you're thinking about pages.
Yes. Always be, when it comes to your business, always be strategic. I mean, I'm a business strategist, so I'm going to say that, but always be strategic. Like, yes, you want to be social as a business page, but you want to be social with people you can potentially collaborate with, who are your potential customers, who could be a potential influence or influencer towards your audience. Those are the people that you want to do. Or somebody already said collaborate. Yeah, that's the people that you want to be social with through your business page. Okay, me and Hustle have done multiple collaborations. I'm surprised I didn't like their page already. So that's why. I'm trying to think. I wish I could show you. I don't know who else I could do, but
maybe try the Foresight Tech Small Business Center.
Foresight Tech Small Business Center. Oh yes, let me see. Is that their actual name?
I think it's Small Business Center at Foresight Tech.
Yes. So here we go. I like them as a personal, I do believe, but we're gonna click on them and see. So this is the 3 buttons I was talking about. And it says down here, like as your page. So I have multiple pages, but building the boss, and I'm going to submit. And here it is, success, right there. All right, now how do I get back to my pages?
And while you're getting back to that page, can you confirm for us, Tony? So Business Suite, you'll have a separate Business Suite for each of your accounts and pages on Facebook? Is that accurate?
Say it again.
So do people have a separate Business Suite for each of their pages on Facebook?
Yes.
You don't have all of your pages in one Business Suite?
Correct. So you go right here under Business Suite and you'll see all your other pages that you run. Okay, so then we have notifications, which is, self-explanatory. It's just any notifications that have happened. You'll see something that, as far as like even business settings to actual posts that have happened. And then you'll see it's Facebook or Instagram, just depending on where it's coming from. And then we have inboxes, and you'll have your direct messages. And you'll see it's everything, all messages. You can do your messenger, Instagram, direct, Facebook comments, Instagram comments. Okay, this is what I mean by I don't have time to hop through all these different apps. Let me just come right here. I can respond to some Facebook comments, direct messages, Instagram comments, and then be done. Oh, wait, let me go back. So something that's new that I think is actually great is you can label things. Okay, so I met this woman at a line. So I could say, if I landed her as a new customer, I could say new customer, or I could say important, I need to respond to her. But she was actually a lead, okay? And now I have her conversation saved as lead. So you can label things to help you out, to search for things. And then you'll come here and you'll click on lead, and it'll pop up. If I have more messages, it'll pop up as all the things I have marked as lead. So next we have the posts and stories. So this is where you can see all the posts you've ever posted and how they did, okay, with the engagement and all that good stuff. Reactions, comments, all that. You can say the lifetime or a certain time. Okay, and these are the ones that's published. You then have scheduled. If you have any that are scheduled, I do not. So it's going to be empty. And then drafts. So you can create some certain stories and be like, well, hold on, let me see if this is something I could just post, or do I need to do it through my phone because I need to tag some people or something. And you can save it as a draft. Okay. And sometimes with drafts, you could just do it so you can get a understanding of how your content is going to be laid out. All right. So that's for posts. You have the same thing.
Right here real quick, if that's okay. With the scheduling piece, can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to point out, Tony said this in the beginning of the presentation, but I want to kind of point out and remind each of you with the scheduled publishing, like this is Facebook's way of like competing with, kind of things like later and all those other scheduling posts, but you do it within the app. For those that are with us last month, you may recall there wasn't a way to schedule a post on Instagram for it to post on Instagram and Facebook at a later date and time. The business suite, the scheduling portion is the solution to that. So if you are scheduling something that you also want on your Instagram page, you would do it through the business suite in this way, the way Tony is showing you, walking you through creating it, and then instead of posting it, scheduling it. So I just wanted to point that out because a lot of times we are sharing the same content, but again, a lot of us are small business owners, and this was Facebook's solution to helping us solve that particular problem from a scheduling standpoint. So it'll post to both platforms.
Absolutely. So here is the stories section. Again, you can do Instagram and Facebook if you have it connected. If you have it connected. You schedule, you can see what's active. And you can see it says 20 hours remaining. So I posted this 4 hours ago. You can schedule, and then there's archive. So old stories. Yes, old stories here. Next is the feed and grid, which pretty much is right here for Instagram. And then, you just have a news feed for Facebook. And then you have your Facebook photos. It's all the photos that you have uploaded on your Facebook page. Okay. So next we have the commerce. I can't remember who said this, but you want more people to buy. Okay. And one of the first things with that is setting it up correctly. If it'll load. We can exit out of that. Okay, and while that's loading, setting it up correctly means great descriptions with keywords. And when we say keywords, like what are the people that you want to buy, what are they looking for on Facebook, okay? Even if they're not there to shop, they still might be on Facebook. Maybe they're there just to see the latest fashion trends, or maybe they're there because there's this one makeup artist that tells stories while she's putting on the makeup, whatever. And I don't know, y'all, you sell that brand of makeup as a third party seller or something. You would want to use the exact words that influencer is using in your description, okay? Not in like her description, but like if it's the MAC ruby red lipstick, you want to use those exact words in the description. Then you would want to share it, say, hey, we just loaded a new item onto our catalog as seen on such and such, or I love such and such video, and tag that person. So first you have to be approved to be a commerce, and then you need to start adding items. Okay, this is a whole nother section. This is actually a part of Business Manager. We have exited Business Suite, and we are a part of Business Manager. Okay, how we know this is because we have two different things right here. And there's a number right here. So that's how we know that we have exited into either Business Manager or Ad Manager. And because we know we're not running an ad right now, we are in Business Manager. And so all of these things, honestly, would take, like, I would have to take a whole different session to explain the Commerce Manager of it all. So I just want to say, make sure you're adding all of your items that you want to sell. There's apps that you can connect it. So if you already have, I think it's called like BigCommerce, or I don't know if Shopify works with Facebook, but all of those, you can add that, which I will show you back here. It'll be in more tools. No. Yeah. More tools, business apps. And you should be able to e-commerce. You should be able to any of the, if you see anything that you use right here, it could help you streamline this portion, okay? But like I said, that's a whole different topic for a different day. I just want to show you that you can access this through Business Suite, but you exit Business Suite to actually implement your catalog and everything like that. Yes, Magali, I see you raising your hand.
Yeah, I have a question actually. So I heard you say, you answered the question I had in the chat, which
Mhm.
was, is the Commerce Manager a part of the business suite or a separate part of Facebook? So you did answer that. But I guess I want to understand, is the Commerce Manager still something that you can manage through the business suite since it's in there? Like, what do you actually do in the business suite with Commerce Manager, or does that just lead you to it?
It just leads you to it, and you'll see that I am gonna touch on a few things. But the way you know that you're exiting business suite is because it opened a whole new tab for me. And then another indicator is that load, but those two tabs
Yeah, I
on
saw
the
it
side.
pointed up with 2 tabs. I saw that. So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot, so I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think.
It really is, y'all.
I think it'll be beneficial for us to potentially talk through the Commerce Manager a little bit next week if we have time. I think
Okay.
people benefit from that. Y'all let me know if y'all disagree in the chat.
Okay. So the planner tab, again, is just a bigger scale of what was on the home tab. Also, what I appreciate is the holidays that is highlighted for you. Okay. And you can go week or month, view, look at that, all the holidays right there for you. Okay. I'm trying to put together a session for the holiday. I'm calling it the holiday hustle to help entrepreneurs, plan for the next 2 months. And it's all right here. All the holidays somebody might celebrate. All right there for you to help you plan for your content, and then schedule it and make sure that everything is good to go. And then you have ads. Okay. This just shows you the ads you're running and the metrics that it gives. That's all it will show on the business suite. All right. When you go to more tools, y'all see all these different ad audience, ad reports, ad manager, ad account settings. That'll all take you to the ad part of business or Facebook business. Okay, but this ad section, it just tells you the metrics and the individual ads that you're currently running. And then you have insights. Now this part, like I said, it don't show enough for me, but also I know I haven't done anything. You can sort by section, results, likes and reactions, all of that. And I do want to point out, when you go to results, okay, you can export if there's something that you're looking for specifically. Then you can go by content, per content. Okay. And then by audience, which I don't have enough to give demographic data for a lot of this. And then you have your potential audience, which this is just what Facebook claims based off what you already have from your posts and how you've engaged thus far. This is your estimated audience size. Now we know that is a ridiculous number, okay? But yes, and it's also gonna help you here. I think the biggest thing I want to point out is based off the people who have liked my page, they have also liked Walmart, Tasty, and Amazon. Those are the top 3. Okay, so maybe I want to go on those 3 Facebook pages and see what kind of content they're doing, and that'll help me with my content as well. Okay, now, real quick, I'm not going to touch on this. So this is how you know that you're going to be exiting business suite, this little button right here. I mean, also the ads, because it says add. Okay, then we have appointments for people who are services or offer services. I have my appointments set up through Square, but it's not set up for real. If y'all want to book an appointment with me, I suggest email, but mine is set up through Square. And then if somebody had booked with me, we would have this here, any upcoming meetings, requests, confirmed, and then archived appointments. And then you can also do settings. All right, so you can adjust when you're available, how people are going to do the online booking. Do you want to do online booking through Facebook, time zone, appointment approval, all of that. It's the same thing with the commerce. It's just this you can do in Business Suite. Audiences, don't get confused. This is still ad related, and how we know this is because it's going to take you out of Business Suite. Same thing with billing. They only want billing information because of ads. Business apps, this is what you can integrate into your actual business page. Okay, so here, so I have already integrated appointments for Square. So when you book through, if it was set up correctly, if you booked through, like booked an appointment through my Facebook page, it's technically going through Square. So you have more here. Like if I wanted to do Booksy or something like that, if you are a business or a food business and you want to do reservations, if you're e-commerce, creative. Now, creative, I clicked on the Canva one and it just literally takes you to templates that'll work for Facebook. That's all it does for Canva. So measurements and optimization. Again, we're going to get into something that's way more difficult to explain, but it's all here for you. And then you have more for ad targeting and food ordering. Again, if you're a food business. And then business settings takes you out again because you're going to be going into business manager with that. Events marketing, that is an ad situation. They want to help you with metrics if you're advertising for an event that you're doing. I see somebody else raise their hand.
Hey, this is Lorena. Quick question. I have set up Calendly, but the free version for when someone wants to book a podcast interview, but I don't see it in the appointment there. So when I was trying to book an appointment through the Facebook page, it was showing me free all the time. And what I like about Calendly is that it's linked to my Gmail account, so only shows the times that I'm truly available. Are there, out of those, everything that you are showing right there, anything better than Calendly that could link, act like Calendly, but also work through the Facebook that is free?
Not that I know of off the top of my head, because a lot of these I've never heard of. I did do appointments for Square though, because it was free. That's why I connected it. And then you have Acuity, that is free as well. But it says right here, free. Now, I hear you about it reading your Google Calendar. I'm not sure if appointments for Square does that, if it reads your calendar, or if you just have to put in the times that you're available. So I can take that with me and ask or answer that next week if you need me to.
That'd be great. Thank you so much.
No problem.
So Lorena, just to respond to that as well, I think Calendly is the GOAT. It's the greatest of all of these apps, in my opinion. But I do want to point out that there are scheduling things that are more specific to industries. Like, for example, there's something called, I may be mispronouncing this, Acuity scheduling, ACUITY. And I mentioned that one particularly to you because I noticed that a lot of people in the podcasting space use that one. And it doesn't seem any different to me, but I just noticed that a lot of people in media and podcasting and all of that use Acuity, ACUITY.
Right here, yes.
Oh, it's on there?
Yes, right here. Oh. And it's free.
I didn't realize it was on there. Okay, yeah. But I do think Calendly is the best one personally. I'm by it.
Thank you for a great experience.
So glad you benefited from this. Hopefully you can join us next week.
So last, I'm not going to click on it because I want to get back to the page really quick. But the last one will be services. That's just like e-commerce, only it's your service catalog instead of like a physical catalog. Okay, so let's close that. With exposure, I really didn't need to share my Facebook page for that. For the entrepreneur that wanted more exposure outside of their friends and family, Facebook is rolling out new features. And when they do that, they're looking for the people, this was in my college class. It's a name for y'all, but like the people that are willing to take the risk and try the new thing. The risk, we just call them risk takers for right now. And I mean, that's what entrepreneurs are, right? Anyways, but they're looking for the people that are going to do this. So apparently Facebook is coming out with their own version of Reels. I do believe it's called Reels. Early adopters, there we go. Thank you. They're going to have Reels on Facebook and they're looking for that. They have their copycat version of Clubhouse, which is just audio, but you have to have a group for that. Okay. Then everybody, not just Facebook, wants video content. If you can post a video that is 5 to 10 minutes long and get people to watch it, Facebook will expose you to new people. Okay, they want people on their platform. And so you have to give your audience or potential audience a reason to stay on Facebook. Okay, so who had wanted the exposure? I'm sorry, I can't remember.
I'm not sure who it was. I do want to point out to you, Tony, we're right at 1:30.
Oh no, sorry. Okay. Oh, Antoinette. Right? No.
Sorry,
No. Look,
it was me. I'm trying to mute my son's thing next to me.
No, you're good. So if you do have to go
hang back after, I can hang back.
Okay, yeah, because I can give you a little bit of strategy for that when I figure out your business. But is there any questions? I did want to cover the business suite because this is going to save y'all so much time if you use it properly. And it's not, I don't want you guys to get hung up on the things that are going to exit you out of the business suite. I want you to pay attention to the inbox, the notifications, and the comments, the actual like responses that you're able to do. Okay. And actually planning it all out. That's what I want you guys to use Business Suite for. Any questions, comments, concerns?
If you have to leave, we definitely understand. Next week, we are going to delve into groups, Facebook groups. And I think if time allows, we might try to sneak in a little bit of information about the commerce piece for those that may benefit from it. And then the final week, I'll come back around with the Creator Studio. But one thing that I wanted to point out, and maybe we can show you this at the start of next week, is that as of now, you technically still have the option to not use Business Suite and switch back to Business Manager on Facebook. I personally don't recommend it because I do think they're going to get rid of Business Manager eventually. But as of now, since they launched Business Suite last year, they still give you the option to switch back to Facebook Business Manager. So if you go back and forth between both of them next week, and if you can't figure out how to switch back, just send us a quick email. But if you go back and forth between them next week and you find that you prefer one or the other or have questions between the other two, please come next week with those questions so we can address those around the Business Suite. And just as Tony mentioned, just keep in mind again, the major benefits as you think about the Business Suite is it's absolutely saving you time as a business user, as a business owner. You're able to centralize, one location for you to use both platforms. That's one of the main reasons they created it. It makes scheduling your post and publishing your post just a little bit more bearable, because we know it's a lot of work. And then there's opportunities to truly grow your audience through Business Suite if you use it the right way. So there are a number of ways for you to do that. You just have to first get comfortable with Business Suite to benefit from all of those other pieces that Tony kind of went through with you, okay? So I just wanted to close us out on that. And like Tony said, if you have any questions, she'll stay with you. And Tony, doesn't look like we have any on Facebook, so I'll stop the live.
One more thing before you stop the live.
Okay.
If you go to facebook.com/business, they're even helping you, you fill out a quiz. So you want a marketing plan is what they're calling it. And it's pretty much just a quiz to see what you want to use Facebook for. And then they have a list. They'll give you a list of, they ran through your Facebook page already by the time you're done answering the quiz. And they're going to say, like, this is what you're missing. You're missing this. And they put it in step form. So step 1 is this. And then step 2 will be this. And you need to have this done. Okay.
Did you say they can find that?
I'm sorry.
Where did you say they can find that?
Facebook.com/business. And then it'll say, it'll be its own little tab. It says, let us help you create a marketing plan. And then it'll have a tab saying create.
Got it. Well, if there aren't any more questions, comments, or concern, please enjoy the rest of your week. And we hope you join us same time, same place, right here next week with Tony. Tony, you're getting a lot of thanks in the chat.
Thanks, guys.
So yeah, definitely. We hope to see you all next week. And I did share the link in the chat to the session that I mentioned in the beginning in case anybody needs it. And I'll be sure to take it over to Facebook as well. And I will stop the Facebook Live on that.